Hello, once again, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of AIW's The Card is Going to Change. And before we get into this week's episode, of course, a thanks to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you free on whichever podcast platform you choose to listen. Thanks to Smokin' Jay's Barbecue. You've had it before at our AIW shows. They'll be back again. Also, Brock and the team are gearing up for Toy Ohio coming up this weekend out in the Warren, at Niles, Youngstown area. So you'll be.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so, because I saw Brock's having a little car issues this week.
Always something with that Brock. I bet he finds a way. He finds a way. So hey, he's got those car issues. All the more reason why you should help support them. It's a lot to start your own business and get things going, and he's done a great job. But he would really use the support. So if you're down in the Massillon area or you've got an event that you need food catered, look into Smokin' Jay's Barbecue. Follow on social media at smokin_J's, Jays, BBQ, and find out more about them. And of course, thanks to the merger between SmartMark Video and IWTV, watching AIW has never been easier. You can purchase any AIW show that's ever come out on DVD or been streamed. You can buy the MP4 at smartmarkvideo.com. It is the entire AIW catalog that is available. And if streaming services are more your thing and you want to watch other wrestling promotions, sign up to IWTV, independentwrestling.tv. Use the code ABSOLUTE so they know that we're the ones who sent you. And when you sign up, don't forget you will be able to stream this week's show. And it's likely the only way you're going to be able to see it if you don't have a ticket already, because this sucker is sold out. We've got a lottery system. Should tickets pop up, maybe some people end up, things come up, they can't go. Those tickets fall back.
I don't even know if we have well, I'll say this. We have fit more people into the Odeon than is sold right now.
Sure.
However, with how large the waiting list is, I mean, if I opened up tickets like full go, it would by far be the highest attended Odeon event in history of AIW being at the Odeon, of course. Right. So I'm trying to maintain some semblance of order, so it's not just a free for all clusterfuck on Friday night. So the pre-sale is nice, I will say that, because, it's we set it, we set a small limit and we reach that limit, and then it's okay. It seems like things are trending down. It seems like shutdowns aren't coming, knock on wood, again. At least the month of the NBA All-Star Game being in the city of Cleveland, where everything is just seems like it's just crazy. So, then I open up a little more, and then I cut them off, and then it's, oh, hey man, this is the bad part about being so accessible to people. It's like getting the sob stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Man, I need 10, what? It's just, oh man, I was slacking. Come on, bro. Can I, can you open up 5 tickets for me, please? And it's just, lots of people begging for favors, which is kind of crazy because it's, they just are begging to give the company money. But, I'm trying to keep it somewhat it will be busy in there Friday night, but I'm trying to keep it to where people are able to actually move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the wait list on Eventbrite is crazy. It is hundreds of people on the wait list. I mean, we need a bigger boat for this one. I'll say that, because man, do I wish we had one, but, it is a great kind of, I don't know, change of pace for how things have gone at the Odeon it's always been a struggle since the comeback, and this seems to be, obviously in the lineup is pretty stacked, but this seems to be like, man, if we could do this every time at the Odeon, have this sort of demand, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Hopefully we're becoming a hot ticket again here. It is, folks. It's a hard sell week, but things are already sold. But we're going to push the rest of you to watch us on IWTV. We could always use those views. We want to be the top promotion watched on IWTV. A lot of people, don't care your opinion, whether you love it or hate it. A lot of people tune in to deathmatch wrestling, and that seems to typically lead the charge. But we want to be the top, and we need you to help us do that. So if you're not going to be there this week at the Odeon, tune in on IWTV. It's only $9.99 a month. And, with that, we'll roll more into this week's episode. AIW owner John Thorne here, as always. My name's Steve Guy, your moderator of sorts. Before we get too far into what's going to happen at this week's show on Friday, February 11th, you know what? I'm not leaving. John Thorne, it's time for the shout-out segment. And first shout-out goes to a guy, I told him I was going to shout him out last week, but we went off on a tangent, and that tangent was necessary. So I'm sorry, Kenny. This goes out to Kenny Pete. Shout out to him. He got us listed in PWI magazine.
Mystery Man.
Part of the Mystery Men Lucha band. Lucha, I guess that's what you would call it. Lucha wrestling team band.
Lucha Rock, man.
Lucha Rock. Is that how you describe it? It's good. I love it. I've listened to them on Bandcamp. I believe I've used their music in some sort of videos before for us. But Kenny P, the drummer, got us listed in PWI as absolutely the most intense wrestling AIW in Cleveland, Ohio.
It's gonna bring me to a little rant of sorts.
Uh-oh.
Well, not really a rant, but listen, I'm not gonna send in my own shit to get in a magazine. Like, I think that's
right.
Silly. But, all these people come and take photos, and they bring all these expensive cameras, and, they take photos. Like, nobody sends anything to PWI. Nobody sends any, like, fan reports. You know what I mean? Like, or just people, listen, like, we can't just be like, hey, here's a fan report from John Thorne. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. I know PW Insider has posted fan reviews. A couple people did that. For at least the comeback weekend, I know earlier last year at this point. Wow, it's 2022, but like, let's it is a group effort, and the only way we're gonna grow and get our reach is, we need some minions. You know what I mean? We need some people that are just throwing our name out there. And Kenny. Good on you, because you throw our name out there. You got us published only like one of a handful of times that Pro Wrestling Illustrated has ever even acknowledged that we exist. So let's bombard them with AIW results and photos, and force their hand. We need to get in some publications. I think they're the only actual publication, but and I don't want any fucking. I'm not talking about local news. I don't want any local news coming. I say no to those people now. I don't want. I'm sick of the. I don't want to be on the news. I want like wrestling coverage. I don't give a shit about being on fucking channel 19 Action News. I want to be fucking in a magazine, or I want to be on some websites. I want some web coverage, things of that nature.
Yeah,
and. Students, here's another thing. Students, volunteer yourself to do these things. Nobody knows who the fuck you are, so get on it.
Right.
Ethan,
you can
write up
you
a
can
report.
Use your regular names, and no one will know, because by the time you debut, you're going to have a different name. It's beautiful. Great idea.
Carter,
get in the good graces, students.
Come on. Send out some emails. I need
Kevin,
some
let's
coverage.
go.
I need some coverage.
My guy, Kevin.
Brooke, get to it.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, I don't know. Like, I used to do like email blasts and stuff like that to like websites, and it's a gamble. I don't know. That's just the curse of being in the Midwest. I don't know.
Overlooked, man. Overlooked and underrated. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Small market company. You know, just the little engine that could chugging along for fucking, I don't know, a lot of years. How many years has it been? Bad at math. 17 years.
17. This is the 17th year, right? 17, 18. Yeah, crazy. So shout out to Kenny.
Almost old enough to strip.
Almost. Old enough to drive. That's for sure. How about that?
Yeah. Old enough to drive.
Maybe it can drive. Maybe AIW can now drive its own U-Haul.
Almost old enough to get a pack of heaters.
Almost. Shout out to Papa Pepperoni. Today, as of this recording, this is his birthday. HBD, Papa Pep. Big birthday shout out for Papa Pepperoni. Hope to see him in that lovely mustache and beanie at the Odeon on Friday.
I got his ass on the AIW Instagram. He probably forgot that he had like a burner Facebook that was like his personal Facebook, and I remembered it's not under anywhere near his real name. And I went deep, and I found a old clean cut photo of Papa Pepperoni and put it on the AIW Instagram story.
I do love the name that his Facebook's under.
With a little Steve Winwood behind it, playing behind the photo. A little musical edition.
Which song did you go with? Higher Life.
Back in the High Life again.
Oh, that's a good one. Papa Pep loves that High Life too, I think. PBR High Life, he's all about that. Yeah, it sure is. A group chat wants us to give a shout out to XYZ and the brunch as a brunch spot. Great brunch spot. You love the XYZ. You love that corned beef hash.
Went there with Scott Norton.
Oh yeah, he loved XYZ. Really good. So many shout outs. Shout outs Cheaper by the Dozen movie. Have you ever see that Cheaper by the Dozen with Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt?
What is this? Another fucking, what's that fucking band movie you talked about the other week?
Oh, Drumline. Marching band movie. Yeah. Nick Cannon.
Is that like that?
No, it's not like that. It's this family and they have 12 kids. And it's crazy. Hilary Duff is in it. The guy that played Superman in Smallville is in it. The lady from
all right, we don't gotta go down the whole we don't gotta go down the whole IMDb. There's 12 kids, I get it.
Duke wants a shout out to Nick Cannon's baby mamas since we brought up Drumline. I'll tell you what, Derek Dillinger.
Listen to the Duke.
Derek Dillinger wants an anti shout out to the movie Drumline, but I don't cuss a lot on these things. But fuck you, Derek Dillinger. No, how about anti shout out to you, Derek Dillinger, and you know why, Derek Dillinger. I'll leave it at that. Anti shout out to him.
Jeez.
Yeah. Josh Bishop wants a shout out to Ben and Jerry's, and Dom wants one for Little Caesars Hot and Ready.
He had a car break in. I don't know how much of the AIW community is aware, but Josh Bishop came out to go to the gym, and there was just a lady had broken into his car and locked the doors and wouldn't get out of his car for several hours. He had to call the police. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's it's wild, but everything seems to be okay now. He hasn't really updated us on too much. Yeah. Any shout outs from you, John Thorne?
I don't know. Shout out to my grandma, who is the reason why we're late to start this recording, because she just does not understand technology, and it was a whole ordeal over there, because older people don't understand the inputs, because they didn't have inputs on the TVs, forever.
Boy, yeah.
So it's like she's always getting off the input for the cable box, and then she just goes like days without television until, I stop over there. And then, today I went over there and the TV was off. She couldn't figure it out. The house phone was disconnected because she was trying to move the TV and doesn't understand that it's all connected through the modem. It was a whole ordeal over there. So yeah, I don't know. They gotta invent something like a cable with like a dial TV, or something like that.
Oh, are you gonna use the old turn knobs?
She was just like, back in the good old days, we didn't have all this. I said, yeah, well, back in the good old days, you had 3 channels. I was like, do you want 3 channels or 3,000 that you have right now? Like, what do you want? So, of course she gets like upset because she doesn't understand. She's 83 years old. She's not gonna understand this stuff. And she gets all upset because, she just doesn't get it. So I had to, deal with that and, tell her it's going to be okay and help her out. I mean, I only live a couple streets over from her, but, it's just crazy.
You made it happen. What a great grandson you are.
Wholesome content. Yeah. Wholesome.
Yeah. Wholesome. Yeah, that's probably good. That's good on the shout outs. Right?
Oh, I gotta.
Always got a shout out, folks.
I got one more shout. I got shout out to the foot pervert who's been texting people that they hate me. If you're listening, I know about your secret. Yeah,
the foot pervert in Jacksonville.
The people that know are getting a good laugh. I was worried when I looked up that area code. Thought it was
the old Jacksonville foot pervert.
I thought it was from somebody from the real Jacksonville.
Yeah, it was not. Oh boy, shout out to that.
Yeah, that one caught you off guard, didn't it?
Yes, good little shout out there. Ahead of time, shout out to Chris and Matt at the Odeon who are going to help make this after party happen this week. Very exciting. Looking forward to that.
Have you been in contact with them, keeping them up to date?
I thought you were doing that.
No. I mean, I told them the expected crowd.
Yeah.
I haven't given them like, hey, get this kind of alcohol.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we talked about that before.
Speaking of which, you got to give me a check for dive bars past due.
Got one, buddy. I got one sitting here for you.
I know. I gotta endorse that bad boy.
I haven't seen you since I got the check.
Gotta cash it. When I did the Urban Wrestling Federation back in the day, everybody ran to the check cashing place in New York City trying to cash those checks before they were.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I think you're good for this one. I think this one's going to be okay. I think dive bar's good for the check here.
Oh, shout out to the U.S. Postal Service because for December, Swoggle was being such a dickhead to me about his flights money because he bought it was like a split or whatever. Mm-hmm. That I sent him a check in the mail from my personal checking account and then I included a RTA bus pass. I got him an RTA bus pass. And I said, this is for your ground transportation for the day. Never arrived, though. I sent it in November. So it got lost to the mail. So now he's really pissed because he never got that flight money for the flight split. So, yeah, I don't know. So if anybody out there works for the U.S. Postal Service, I'm missing a letter that I sent to Oshkosh, Wisconsin from Absolute Intense Wrestling Towers. That's the return address. Maybe that's why I didn't get it back.
It could be. They probably went to bring it to you, and they're like, "This is not a tower." It could be. So a tower doesn't have to be super tall. Any height, really. Whatever.
I got 2 stories, so I'm upstairs.
Yeah, that's
the
enough.
Office is in the upstairs, so it's technically in the tower.
It's in the tower. Yeah, like I said, tower can be however big you need it to be.
Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, so Swoggle's going to be all wound up about that.
Well, you have to give him that check in person, I guess. And then he'll run to the check cashing place, make sure it's done right away.
Now that is, a real, I wouldn't take a check from me.
Well, hey, folks, maybe we'll start talking about our actual wrestling show that's coming up this week. How about that?
And Toy Hio
And Toy
Saturday.
Hio. Toy Hio is Saturday.
Which I
Shout out
don't
to
know
Toy
if
Hio.
I don't know. I got to talk to Rick. I don't know if I'm going to even have space to sell things, or if Gallows and Hawkins are just going to sell shit at my table. I didn't really work it out.
I mean, you think that our show is loaded with guests. Toy Hio is even extra
Insane.
loaded
Yeah, it's
with
insane.
guests. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna pull up their guest list there. I mean, they've got
Will Hobbs,
got Gallows.
Scarlet Bordeaux,
Yep.
Gallows, Hawkins, Swoggle, Danhausen, Ethan Page, all signing.
Wow, crazy! What a lineup! Like,
So let's get into it.
no Broski there at Toy Hio.
No, man, he's going to the NWA.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we get Broski this week. So exciting
Broski
show.
exclusive. Yeah, Broski exclusive at AIW only.
Wow. How about that? Broski exclusive. It's a big day for Broski. Broski 4 belts right now. Gonna be.
Yeah, I hope I don't get hit up to fucking for him to fucking check these TNA belts. You know,
He's gonna
leave him
have,
at home.
yeah.
Leave him fucking.
He's gonna have. He already said he's walking in the ring with 4 belts on Friday as he
Jesus
goes
Christ.
up against Wes Barkley. He did not say that he was going to defend all 4.
He's gonna be oh, here's my receipt for my fucking TNA fucking checked bag of gold.
How heavy do you think that bag? Do you think he puts all 4 titles in like one bag? That's got to be a heavy bag.
I don't know. He was pretty pissed about how heavy the AW belts are, and that there's 2 of them. But then I said, "Well, you don't have to take them." He said, "Oh no, man, I'll take them."
Yeah, you can leave them here. That's happened over the history of time. Apparently, people have done that because they've been worried about losing them. And
yeah, and then you leave your JLIT trophy in the storage unit, and Dom and Dr. Dan throw them away because they think nobody would ever want them.
That does happen. Well, you know, sometimes Vikings don't have needs for JLIT trophies. I don't know what to tell you there.
There's a bunch in there.
Yeah.
Janela's threw it away. Or no, Janelle's got broke.
No, Janelle's got broke.
Tracy Williams broken, thrown away. Ray Rose thrown away. There's probably a couple. Pedro's fucking hot about that.
I bet.
Pedro, have you ever been to Pedro's house?
No, but I always see the pictures of all these awesome.
His house is set up like a wrestling museum. Like his whole basement is like a wrestling museum, and he's got like racks. You know what I mean? Like if you went to like Toys R Us, you know, like hooks,
like
you know,
shelves
like
and stuff. Yeah,
like display, like and he's got like all these like mint on card action figures just hanging up. Like his basement is a giant store.
That's crazy. Unbelievable. I've seen the pictures. It's nuts, man. Just wild. So anyway, Broski, Wes Barkley. I imagine a lot of this crowd is part of Barkley Nation because this is easily.
I don't know. I mean, they're usually like door people. So honestly,
that's
I have
true.
no idea.
But this is the biggest match of Wes Barkley's career. Would you say?
Oh, easily. Since his debut.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had main events before, but never as a singles.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some. I was trying to think back. He's had the match with Eddie at Wrestle Rager.
Not a main event, though.
Not a main event. No. I was just thinking of high-profile singles matches that.
I think I main evented that one actually.
I believe you did with the the team of Weird World and PME.
Another weird thing. Not to give additional shout outs, but Worldwide is trying to be one of those Sands ring wrestling promoters. He's trying to do one of those because I don't think you can say no ring because there's like a trademark or something on it. So whatever the fuck that you could call it, where people wrestle on the floor, Worldwide is trying to do one of those at Now That's Class on Saturday. I'm sure it's cheap to free. But
all right.
I don't know.
Does he have a card?
I don't know. He texted me and asked me who would like to perform on it. I said, I don't know. I said,
all right.
I hate that. Like, I hate fucking wrestling. Like, floor wrestling is what I call it. I hate it.
Yeah.
So here
it's no double deuce. You know what I mean?
It's because they're like doing the remodeling and all that. So
yeah,
it is here. He sent me the information. And now that's class final ramp bash, 7 p.m. featuring music from DJ Hama, Morgan Precum, Ratfucker. I don't know how to say that other thing. It's wrestling on the floor, prizes, skateboarding, because they got that quarter pipe in there.
Yeah.
So sponsored by all sorts of West Side Skate, TriStar Skate Shop. 7 p.m. Saturday. No, that's class. I don't see a price.
Okay. There you go.
Maybe it's free.
Now that's class. Closing down, remodeling, becoming no class is going to be the new
name of it.
That's going to be the name of it. No class. Yep. There you go. Eventually we'll talk about wrestling on this podcast, folks. So anyway, Wes Barkley.
I just talked about floor wrestling.
You talked about floor wrestling. I talked about our wrestling. We got to promote a show. People at IWTV, they want to watch it. We need them to watch it. You've already got your tickets. You already know about the meet and greets. Unfortunately, those of you watching at home won't get to see the people in the meet and greets. They are there just as a meet and greet.
So like Sex Ferguson, I don't fucking think he's gonna wrestle. Okay, like don't have your expectations up for that. Meet and greet, after party host, Danhausen, meet and greet only, nothing on the show. And another thing, the meet and greets are 100% handled by each individual performer, so we have no idea on pricing and all that stuff.
Okay, good to know.
It's not going to be like the usual how we like try to keep it in a certain range. I have no idea what they're going to do.
Okay. We will fair to say we'll try to get those prices ahead of time if we're able to and put them out there for people.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. That way people can kind of game plan. That would be good. To be beneficial to them. Or hopefully some of these guys can at least put it out on their social media, whatever the case may be. And, we can hit the old retweet ski and get them going there. So we also have on the other side of the Major Brothers, you've got Brian Myers taking on Joshua Bishop. And that immediately, you would think, at least eliminates one of those guys from getting involved in the main event, would be my guess.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I honestly, I've been so kind of like checked out. I don't even know. I have to lock back in and like figure out how I'm going to order this show and all that shit. With like last week, like with all the fucking like negativity, like in the cancellations and all that shit, like I just kind of like checked out. I was like, I'm fucking done with wrestling for a while. It's like, it's like when we're canceling The Rock over fucking some fucking promos from 1997. Like, all right, like enough is enough. I'm done with wrestling for a couple days. So I need to like lock back in. Like
you need to gear up, man. This is an exciting card. We're building stories again here. We've got Rip City against the Major Bros in singles competition each. That's a huge deal. That's some marquee matchups right there. And then you got Lufisto coming back to AIW for the first time in years. Taking on Jocelyn Navarro. Jocelyn keeps trying to raise her stock as she's, climbing more and more here into the world of independent and pro wrestling. Big show, man. And then don't forget, we had the ladder match a couple months back. The main event wins it to become number one contenders. That payoff is on this night, Friday, February 11th. The main event, Gannon Jones,
TME,
Duke Davis, TME, PME.
VPME,
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Not Ziggy Haim. Jinx.
That's right, pal. There. Speaking of the production, Derek Dillinger, Ziggy Haim teaming up. So many times he uses her as a weapon. This time it's going to be legal usage since it's in the context of a tag team matchup against Bulking Season. That's an interesting one because even though Derek is a formidable and sizable opponent, obviously both members of Bulking Season much larger than Ziggy Haim.
Yeah, fair, and you know what? I just forgot another shout. I remembered another shout out that I forgot.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Porter O'Shea, who unfortunately lost his dog over the weekend.
Shout out to Chevelle.
He man, that's like my worst fear. You know what I mean? It's like coming home and something's gone awry with Whiskers. Mm-hmm. But anybody that's coming on Friday at the after party, try to take care of Porter O'Shea. He's certainly going through a rough time this week. Returned home from a booking over the weekend, and his dog passed away. So not to bring the mood down, but I wanted to make sure that I gave him a shout out and encouraged all of the AW faithful to show Porter O'Shea, aka Coach, a good time this Friday night.
There you go. Yeah, shout out to Porter O'Shea, and we're thinking of Porter and little Chevelle. Switching gears back. Now I gotta go back into this. Oh man, John Thorne. Couldn't have remembered that shout out earlier. Goodness gracious. But you know what? Good segue back to this tag team match. The production versus Bulking Season. Production may be outsized, but Ziggy Haim certainly is that epitome of it's not always about the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. And she brings it, no fear, goes right after whoever is standing across from her. So I imagine, too, that these two have some tricks up their sleeves.
And it's going to be big fucking Charlie Stone standing across from her. Chucky Stone.
That's a big man. That's a very, very large man. Big burger boy.
I love Chuck Stone.
What's not to love? It's got that.
Oh, did you see Arthur MacArthur ruin my good Twitter bit too?
He did, yeah. It showed that AIW followed on the on Instagram, even after he said
ruin a good bit. You know what I mean? That was a real notification the AIW Instagram got, and I was like, "This is too funny not to post." Then of course I followed him. He's like, "Oh, see, you followed me." I'm gonna block him. Actually, I think.
Anti shout out to Arthur MacArthur.
Give me a chime in, fan. Should I block Arthur MacArthur on all the AW socials? Let me know. Sound off.
That's what we're doing on this episode today. It feels good to be sold out when you could just not have a hard sell, huh? Is this a nice change of pace for you? A little bit less stress going into this week?
There'll be stress for other reasons, but I mean, I am fucking cool as a cucumber today. Don't even got any more tickets to sell,
Yeah. You got to find tickets to sell. They're just out of them. We don't have any more.
I might drop like 10 or 20 on Friday, you know what I mean? And see if there's like a mad dash like Friday morning.
Well, all right. Well, tell me about this 4-way that we've got lined up here. Kaplan, Matthew Justice, Pretty Boy Smooth, Isaiah Broner. I don't know if anybody's dangerous. Who's walking away. Is anybody actually walking away? Like,
dude, I don't know. I mean, when PB Smooth is probably the underdog, it's a fucking dangerous proposition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel for him because there are some fucking dangerous guys. He's going to have to fucking put the chapstick down and fucking throw some hands on Friday night. And I feel for him because those guys all come to fucking party. I actually, when that graphic went up yesterday, I went, man, fuck, why did I put PB in this fucking predicament? This is a dangerous situation.
It's part of the growth and maturation process for him as a wrestler is figure that out, man. Find a way through there. Now, he's had success against Kaplan one-on-one in the past, but this is completely something else. This is basically 3 Kaplans, and 2 of them are taller, so taller than actual Kaplan. This is also the kind of match where the people that are in this could absolutely beat the shit out of each other. And then at the end of the show, they may be the first ones sitting at the bar having a shot together. I could see that.
Does Isaiah Broner drink? I don't know.
Yeah, he has a couple. He's responsible.
I don't know.
He doesn't party hard.
That dude just seems like he just like chews on nails and just like inflicts pain on himself and like prepares himself to fight.
Just like drinks gasoline or something.
Yeah, like just like ready to just spit fire.
He just how Josh Bishop talks about waking up the weights. I think Isaiah Broner just eats the weights. That's it,
dude. I don't know.
Just
he's a scary guy.
Straight iron. He's scared of Isaiah Broner, huh? A little bit. It intimidates you?
No, I mean not me, but I mean I'm saying like that's a scary. Like I'm not never gonna wrestle him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like, what? I'm not scared of him, but like,
yeah.
Fuck, man. If you're across the ring from him, you're in for a day.
Let me ask you this: if you are in a dark alleyway and 3 of these guys are going to surround you, and one of them is going to help you, who's your guy that you have helping you?
Oh, probably Broner, because I'm pretty sure he's like a fucking decorated boxer.
Throw those punches, huh?
I'm pretty sure he was a boxer. Kaplan no slouch either, but I did hear a fucking story once about Kaplan getting his ass beat at fucking Rock on the Range when he was drunk. So but it was like 10 guys. But
that's a lot of guys.
Never heard any story about Isaiah Broner getting his ass whooped.
Nope, haven't heard it. All right. And then, talk about telling stories, tag team competition. Dominic Guarini has had his hands full with this new grouping of Ethan Wright, Casey Carrington IV, and Brian Carson. And on Friday,
Hangover entrance music. I love that.
Dom gets Filthy Tom Lawler on his side, and they'll take on Casey Carrington and Ethan Wright.
Yeah.
Continuing to tell stories here, huh?
Fucking Filthy Tom, that was a tough proposition to get because he's got to be in and out. Needs a babysitter for his kids. His kids might be coming. I don't know.
Tom Lawler's gonna bring the kids on Friday, huh?
He might. I don't know. I mean, fuck it. It's Frontier, right? I'll spring for it.
I mean, hey, Landon has come to a show, so Filthy Tom can bring his kids.
Shout out to Landon. Shout out to Landon.
Not Landon Snowstorm.
No, that's Big Randy. That's what Pants calls it.
Yeah, Big Randy, yeah. And then, John Thorne, you dropped this one on me. Yet to be announced on social media, we have the Bitcoin Boys, Malibu, Eric Taylor, Mikey Montgomery, the Ubu Warrior himself, taking on To Infinity and Beyond, Colin and Cheech.
Hey, did you guys know that Mikey Montgomery smokes weed? Because that's what he posts about on Twitter. Like anybody gives a fuck. Anyway, the Duke will be in the corner.
The Duke will be there, presumably, yeah, with his golden boot that he is still holding on to. even though you
Remember
don't
when-
recognize it as a
Poor
title.
Duke, man. Poor Duke. Remember when he fucking listed the days and like everyone's like, that's a white supremacist thing. And like everyone's like, oh, the Duke is like dog whistling white supremacy. That guy's got the worst luck. He's like, it's the number of days I had the fucking boot. Tomorrow it's gonna be like one more. And everyone's like, yeah, right. Fucking bullshit heel tactics. Like I don't know, man. That's the kind of shit where I just like
Tune out.
wrestling's becoming too much, man. I might just this might be the last year of the Cleveland territory. I'm telling you.
Like, some
Might
people
put
have
it
so
up
much
for
time on their
sale.
hands that they go that deep into
Why would
things,
you know? Why would you even know that? Like the fucking this combination of four numbers is a fucking white supremacy dog whistle.
Yeah, how about we question you, person who knew that? You know what I mean? How
But poor
about that?
Duke, man. He was a couple people were just going at him, and he's like, "It's the fucking number of days." Like the Duke's the only one that knows the number of days he had that fucking stupid boot, and he was just
the
fucking
wrong number of days.
He just fucking couldn't wait to brag about it. That's what he gets, honestly. That's what he gets for fucking being so braggy. But man, poor Duke. Hope he has an updated non-white supremacist fucking number of days on Friday.
Mark this down, folks. As of this recording, Monday, February the 7th, 2022, it was at 8:06 p.m. that John Thorne actively showed sympathy for the Duke.
Well, I mean, that is just crazy.
If there's one thing that's going to bind you two together, it's the nonsense of social media and people going too far there. So I'm guessing you're picking that match is to Infinity and Beyond. Do you think they're going to smoke? No pun intended. The Bitcoin boys.
Well, fucking Mikey already be smoking, so I don't know if he can smoke anymore. Poor Eric Taylor. That's what I really meant to say. It's poor Eric Taylor. Poor guy.
Well, he's happy with his milk. He'll chug some milk, and he's good to go.
We'll get you out of there soon. We'll get you out of there soon, Sean.
What are you doing over there?
I fucking found a pen. I don't know. I'm asking Worldwide about his floor wrestling and make sure there's no cover charge.
Oh, okay.
He said, I think so. I think it's free. He doesn't even know.
All right. This is going great. This whole episode just completely off the rails. Let's talk briefly here about it.
Oh, we got another match too that's not announced.
Another one.
Yeah, Riley Rose versus Chase Oliver. Singles.
Ooh, there you go.
Just gonna let those guys go nuts.
Fresh off of AEW Dark, Chase Oliver.
Yeah, and you know Riley Rose had kind of a bad experience. His last attempt at a singles match. So
at the Odeon, yeah.
I'm just gonna let him and Chase just go nuts.
And dare we say, not fault of Riley Rose. I feel like
it's just one of those things.
One of those things. Let's talk about two shows that we did announce coming up. So this is February 11th, folks. This Friday, check out our show. You know what? I'm Not Leaving on IWTV, live from the Odeon, and the replay, of course, up shortly thereafter. But this week we did announce two shows happening next month in March. One at the Winchester Music Tavern in Lakewood. We're headed back there on March the 10th for Wrestle Rave 2. You remember the very first Wrestle Rave, and we had Session Moth. She was there, and this time
it's really just wrestling and the pass out glow sticks.
That's what it's all about, man. And we're bringing Big Dan Champ. We've been waiting for this moment.
Seems like a guy likes to party. So
yeah.
Tickets went on sale to Patreon and the email list over the weekend. They will be publicly going on sale this week, so keep an eye out on Twitter and Facebook.
There you go. And that is
and that one is still that that one is going to be limited capacity.
Yes,
as well. We learned some lessons last time, so we are going to make some adjustments. So if you want to come to Wrestle Rave, you want to see Big Dan Champ, you better fucking get your tickets, because I have a feeling that one is going to sell out.
Hey, there you go. And the other show, by the way, that one is a Thursday. The other one, Saturday, March the 26th, we head back down south to Akron. We go to the Tadmor Shrine for The Doctor is In. And folks, if you have any thoughts about wrestling being real or fake, keep them to yourself. Dr. D, David Schultz, joining us. If you don't know the story, the man famously slapped the shit out of a reporter who, alluded to the fact that wrestling was fake. Dr. D not happy with that.
Dr. D was, in fact, who I was referring to, that I had to FedEx a money order last week. He received it, said we're good to go. No flights. Dr. D is driving. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh, there you go.
Also, clarification: he's not wrestling. This is just a meet and greet situation. A lot of people are like, "Who's he wrestling?" Max Caster wanted to know who he was wrestling. He's not wrestling. I don't know if Dr. D wants to get into the squared circle like that anymore. But one of those things to where it's like, fuck it. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's kind of a hefty fee, but I mean, it's like, I don't know. When are you going to get a chance to fucking sit around with David Schultz? I mean, that the story in itself, I think, is going to be worth it.
This is, this is easily a Biggins era style booking. This is the kind of guy that Biggins would love to bring in.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just like an urban legend almost.
Yeah,
Pedro was like super big on bringing Dr. D in, and I can never find a contact for him. And one day I just did a deep dive, and I tried some things and got a response. I mean, I hope it's him. It seems like it's him. So the money order was made out to David Schultz. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. We made some adjustments for the Akron setup as well. There's going to be so last time we did 3 rows and it was just like jammed. We're going to do 3 rows and then a limited 4th row on 2 of the sides. So, a little bit more floor seating for everybody. And then of course, the bleachers will be available for GA.
Now, what are you going to say to people who are going to ask if he can slap them for the meet and greet?
I'm going to say that's probably a no. It's probably a no, unless, you have a fucking... I would think that he probably wouldn't do it just based on how he was sued, so... Yeah. I'd say that's probably a no. But I mean, hey, everybody's got a price, so I don't know. Maybe you could talk him into it.
We might need some liability waivers on standby here.
Correct. We'll bring the wrestling school fucking waiver forms just in case.
Last week we had some people asking questions about in the podcast portion of our Discord, and they missed out, and now I can't find them because there's been too much conversation. But yeah.
Nobody asked any questions this week.
No. So I was trying to kind of go back here. While I dig through this, though, what about poor A Rose did ask about interest about one person, and certainly we are
Santana, right?
No. There's a different person, and about 10 minutes later, the answer was definitely no.
Oh,
yeah. You could figure that one out. Anyway, is there a match you're looking forward to most on Friday? I always ask you that, but it's always a fun one.
I mean, I think all of them. I think it's like the card really came together quietly, honestly. It's like a pretty fucking stacked sleeper card, Like, I guess it's not a sleeper because tickets are fucking booming, but I really think top to bottom, everything's going to be all killer. Honestly, everything has the opportunity to be the match of the night, which doesn't always happen. So I'm really looking forward to this entire show, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily rare in AIW, but it does happen. At one point, I kind of wasn't annoyed, but I said something to Justin Summers, I think, when he was on Wrestling Cheers and he was doing a review of a show, and he said, the match that stole the show for me was the main event. And I said,
it's not stealing the show.
It's the main event. It's not supposed to steal the show. But as I look at this card, Broski and Wes Barkley may really have to work to own the show. You know what I mean? Because like you said, every single match, it does have that potential to be a match of the night here.
The thing I'm looking forward to about the main event is both of those guys, for different reasons and in different ways, are very polarizing figures, especially to the AIW audience. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be a fever pitch of a lot of noise, and not necessarily everyone is going to be behind one or the other. I think you're going to see a pretty firm split, and it will hopefully make for an electric environment. That's the hope, really.
Another one of those moments that you can feel through your television set or whatever screen you ultimately watch this on, from IWTV, I'm guessing, huh?
I hope. I mean, that's the hope.
Yeah. This whole night reminds me, it has the opportunity, at least these big matches between Bishop and Myers and Cardona and Wes Barkley, to kind of double dip into the whole feeling that we had when the whole Major Wrestling Figures group came into AIW, was it back in June already?
And I think, honestly, this show, we have a calendar, right? But there are marquee events that we have to make up for and get back in the rotation. And I think this show is really going to kind of dictate where that stuff is going to fall. We have an idea of what date we want what thing to be on, like the Return of Gauntlet, Absolution, things like that. But I think, this show on February 11th is going to determine a lot of things for the future. And that's really what I'm excited about. And I know that that's kind of like a vague, weird, whatever thing to say. But I think that there's a lot riding on this show for how we map the rest of the year.
Yeah. And, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's definitely a question, oddly enough, coincidentally, that question just came up in the Discord as well. But it's something we've kind of loosely talked about, people wondering, our regular schedule of shows is going to happen this year, but everything is pushed back. So as we talked about the Dr. D show, March 26th, that time frame, really anywhere from March 10th to March 26th, that time frame traditionally over the last however many years would have been Gauntlet for the Gold, and that kind of would have kicked things off. But we're still building. Like we've talked about multiple times, Hell on Earth was the official reset. We had our own unofficial reset, and we are working towards Hell on Earth. But now that has been the official kind of starting point and real reset of storytelling. And now as you look at this card again, we've got multiple stories that have been built or being built within this card. And that's not something that you were able to see all of last year. Maybe there was one here or there, maybe a couple, but now we're really fully into that again. And so
And the thing about that relaunch is, I mean, look at what a punch in the face it was in December. You know what I mean? It's like, boom, right back into like COVID craziness, fear, you know, like, are we shutting down? Cases going crazy. Kind of disappointing turnout in December. You know what I mean? So it was just like, boom, we're back. Boom, we're not. You know, so I think, you know, this Friday, hopefully, and, you know, there's theories on why, right or wrong, why cases were crazy. And a lot probably has to do with people normally that wouldn't test were testing for the holidays and all this stuff. But I think Friday, you know, when the dust settles on Friday, we'll be able to kind of gauge where's our fan base at? Where's everything else at? You know, like, what can we do? You know, like, obviously, you know, we don't want to fucking put 3,000 people inside the Odeon on Friday, right? Like,
right.
But I think we'll have a good idea of the happy medium that we've been searching for the last year. I really think Friday will be a good indicator. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm very positive for Friday in, you know, kind of making the plan, you know, because we've been just doing shows and, you know, we had a lot of storytelling throughout it that, you know, it took a while for people to get on board with or even realize. But I think like Friday could be a good jumping off point.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there? Fucking screwing your microphone in?
I'm holding onto it and I had an itch on my arm but it was the hand that's holding the microphone I was scratching. So, you know, we will have Gauntlet. We will have the rap show. We'll have Absolution, obviously. You know, all of our regular shows are going to happen. It's just
J-Lit.
Like John said, J-Lit. It's all going to occur. We're just figuring out the time frame. And, you know, one of the things, don't be surprised about is, right, we have talked about kind of maybe we change the order of some of how these shows occur.
The order's for sure changing. I mean, you're not going to get J-Lit in the middle of Gauntlet and Absolution anymore. I mean, that was decided before we even came back that we were going to put J-Lit in a different spot on the calendar. So J-Lit's not going to happen anytime soon. I'll put it that way.
So the other question becomes here off of this is, you know, do we do the Biggins Cup again as its own standalone show?
Right. I mean, there's things like that. You know, there's things. Do we have a day show on J-Lit weekend still? Like, do we put something there? Do we bring back the Double Dare tag tournament? Do we just do a Biggins tag tournament? Do we not do any tag tournament? Just stuff like that, you know, we're shouting out XYZ at the top of the episode, but we probably need to collectively as like a group of, you know, my, I guess lieutenants or whatever you want to call them. Like, we need to get together and have like a fucking, you know, a brunch or a dinner meeting, sit down for a couple hours and iron all of this shit out. Which I think after Friday and the dust settles, we'll get something like that on the books. And then we'll really be able to iron out where we're going for the year, what we're doing, what kind of attractions and people we want to bring in, things of that nature. But really Friday, getting through Friday in one piece, which, you know, all signs, knock on wood, will happen. Then we need to, then we'll be able to knock out the rest of this scheduling and, you know, kind of dot the I's and cross the T's, because, you know, I go up and down on, you know, where we lay in the industry. Right. But I think 2022, like, there's no reason why we can't we're a player, but like, I think in 2022 we need to fucking make more people aware of that, and that's kind of the goal, is to, kind of, stop fucking around and like, let's fucking do something, right? Like, we're not running WrestleMania weekend. What else can we do?
Mhm.
What can we do in Cleveland? What can we do to make these shows matter on a larger scale? Stuff like that. So, that's kind of the goal. We have a hefty schedule. Anyone that's on the Patreon has seen the schedule. If you're in that $15 tier, the schedule. And there's planning to add more dates to that. All in Northeast Ohio. So, that's kind of the plan. I think that we can kind of blow it up this year and, ride that wave, going into 2023, which sounds crazy, but I think that, it's kind of like now or never. It's like, we're going to do something or we're fading out, it's the ball's in, everybody's court, really, that's collectively on this team, which is, wrestlers, staff, and fans. You know what I mean? It's like ride or die time.
There you go. Final two questions. Will the Bev return soon? Yeah, it's probably part of one of the things we got to iron out and figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, that's the thing. Is like, we have so many people coming out of the school. It's hard to like work other people back onto the cart. And it's like, Bev's not hurting for work right now. So like,
which is good to see, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
because he really, there were years there that Bev really scaled back, and then it's
probably not by his choice either. But it's like,
right. Well, yeah, family life does that and things. Yeah. And then he comes back into the fold. He and Eric team together, and it's everything's taken on a new life. It's good to see Bev getting.
Yeah, there's like no ill will towards the Bev or anything. It's just like,
no,
you can't book everybody. You know what I mean? And it's just like, whether it's right or wrong, we do have an obligation to a lot of these people coming out of the school to give them their sink or swim.
Noticeably not in the match graphic of the 4-way, which brought up this question. Will Fonzie be there Friday?
Yeah, he'll be there.
There you go, folks.
I mean, there's no, I don't want to, at this point, and I've told Justice and Fonzie this, like, if there's a date that Justice can't do, like, I can't book Fonzie. And if Fonzie can't do a date, I can't book Justice. Like, as far as I look at it, for better or worse, that is a package presentation in AIW, not a one-off. Like, that's the deal. It's been the deal for a couple of years now. I don't want to stray from that presentation at this point.
There you go.
And I'm probably, that's one of the iron out things. I'm going to sit down with them and say, hey, let's figure out these dates. You know what I mean?
There you are, folks. One more time, I'm going to run down this whole thing for you. You've got singles competition, Riley Rose, Chase Oliver. You get the Bitcoin boys with the Duke in their corner, taking on To Infinity and Beyond, Colin and Cheech. Yeah. Casey Carrington IV, Ethan Wright teaming up to take on Filthy Tom Lawler and Dominic Guarini. A 4-way dance between Kaplan, Matt Justice with Fonzie in his corner, Pretty Boy Smooth, and Isaiah Broner. Tag team competition, again, it's the production taking on Balking Season. And then we go into some of our marquee matches. You have Lufisto returning to AIW for the first time in years, taking on Jocelyn Navarro. You have the tag team titles on the line. TME, the main event, winning their opportunity to have this matchup at a ladder match previously at AIW, taking on your tag team champions, PME, Philly Marino Experience. We have Brian Myers taking on Joshua Bishop. And our main event of the evening, the Absolute and Intense titles on the line as Matt Cardona takes on challenger Wes Barkley. It all goes down live from the Odeon in downtown Cleveland this Friday night. If you don't have a ticket, you can still watch us on IWTV starting at 7:30 p.m. John Thorne, anything else you want to add or mention?
Yeah, I mean, just don't forget to sound off on whether or not I should block Arthur MacArthur on all the AIW social accounts.
If you do nothing else this week, folks, please make sure you do that. That is probably
Sound off.
most important thing that we give out to you.
Sound off.
Now we have shout outs and the sound off segments.
Sound off on it. It's like the fucking local news broadcast. Sound off on your fucking local fucking garbage pickup.
Sound off in the replies and in the comments section on whether or not AIW should block Arthur MacArthur from their accounts.
Sound off.
With that being said, we hope to see all of you. Don't forget, those of you who are doing meet and greets this Friday, we're going to try to get them to get prices for you ahead of time, but we do not know them. We are not setting them. And then our after party taking place at Down the Rabbit Hole. It's a small bar connected to the Odeon. It'll be right there, hosted by Sex Ferguson himself. So for AIW owner John Thorne, my name is Steve Guy. We will see you either this week or talk to you next time here on AIW's The Card is Going to Change.
Also, if you're listening to this right now, I dare you. I double dog dare you to go buy something on AIWmerch.com.